Today we are going to talk about the things that I think are absolutely crucial that you need to be able to do with your phone or your smart device that you use if you're going to travel at all. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Like I said, today we are going to talk about the things that I think are absolutely crucial that you need to be able to do with your smartphone if you're going to travel. I know that there are an awful lot of things that are very handy, but today I am going to talk to you about what I think is absolutely crucial. So first of all, let's start off talking about making sure that your phone is up to date with being able to handle the apps and everything that you need in order to make sure that when you are traveling, you're able to communicate and you're able to use the apps for the hotels, for the airlines, for the cruise lines, for train systems, for Google to look at the map so that you know where to walk to get to where you want to go while you're in port or when you're on your trip that's not even a cruise. So make sure that your phone is up to date and able to do that. If you can't, I'm going to submit that I think you need to get a new phone. And I know that that's an expense, but I also think that it's really important, especially this day and age, to be able to do these things, because the day of calling a 1-800 number for every airline and every hotel is gone to do all the little things that you want to do. Some of them you can call and get some help, but overall they really want you to be able to use the apps, and it usually works very smoothly. So I submit that it's really important to be able to do that. The second thing that goes along with that is when you travel in the United States, you've got your phone service and Wi-Fi. Some people don't want to use a lot of data. They'll end up using Wi-Fi in the places that they visit, and that's absolutely wonderful. When you get on board a cruise ship, you can use the Wi-Fi on board the ship. You can use it to use your phone, your laptop, whatever it is for what you want to do. But once you are off the cruise ship and you are in a foreign place, I want to tell you that I think it is really important to have phone service. And here is why. I know that having an international plan on your phone costs more. It's another line item on your travel budget, and I really do think that you should consider just adding that into the cost of your travel. Now, there are different ways to do that. You can do it. There are different companies that have the offer that you can sign up with them, and you can use Wi-Fi through them while you're traveling abroad, and you could use that Wi-Fi to make a Wi-Fi phone call if you had to make a phone call. You can do it through your phone carrier. I do my international plan through the Verizon. I not only have it for security for me, I also have it so that anyone who lets me work with them on their travel can get a hold of me whenever they want to. And so when you think of what you're going to want to be able to do with your phone service, even if you think, I don't need to talk to my family while I'm gone, I don't need to worry about the hotel, I'm just going to go on a cruise, I'm going to get off and go on an excursion and get back on. Let me tell you some things to keep in mind as you do that. If you don't want to have an international travel plan, here are the things that I think you need to be sure that you do. Go on a ship-sponsored excursion. Don't book through an independent tour provider. Go with someone who is booked through the ship and stay close to them. Don't have separate time off. You know, they say, oh, free time on your own, and you go off somewhere, and then you're going to meet your tour provider in 2 hours. I don't think that's prudent. You either need to stay with the tour provider, or you need to be joined at the hip at someone who does have phone service, because if there happens to be a medical emergency or a security emergency, you need to be able to make a phone call, and so you need to be with someone that can do that. Also, if you happen to get a little bit lost from your group, how are you going to find them if your phone doesn't work? Okay, so it's really important to have phone service or be joined at the hip with someone who does. I think that's more important. And I honestly think that it's more important than it has ever been before. There seems to be a lot more going on, a lot more commotion, that you need to be able to have phone service in order to make sure that you're secure the whole time, okay? Another thing that I want to add as you think about having an international phone calling plan on your phone, putting that on your travel budget, I have noticed over the last couple of years that the cost has actually come down. I get a lot more bang for my buck on our international plan than we did even just 2 years ago. And so if you have looked at pricing in the past and thought that's just prohibitive, I don't want to pay for that, take another look and see what it looks like either with your phone carrier or through another secondary place that would maybe give you what it is that you're looking for at a much more affordable price, okay? Now, the other thing that I think is really important is as you go on a trip and you've got your device that's working, you've got your apps on there, you know what you're doing with them, it's also really important to take screenshots. Take screenshots of your hotel reservations. Take screenshots of the maps of the areas that you want to use. Take screenshots of pretty much everything that you need in order to have a successful trip, so that if something unexpected happens to your device and suddenly it's not working with the Wi-Fi, suddenly it's not working with the phone service, you've got everything on there that you need. And also, so you know, there are parts of the world, and even in very heavily populated areas, every once in a while the phone service or the Wi-Fi can be really weak, and then you're trying to use your phone to look up something that you need, but you can't get a good enough Wi-Fi signal right then. So just have screenshots of everything, and if you don't like having all of that on your phone, when you get home you can delete it. One thing that I think is very important to have a screenshot of on your phone is your passport. Just take a picture of all of the pages that have any information at all. On the very back page of, like on inside the cover, is that barcode. Make sure you've got a screenshot of that as well, because if you ever lose your passport or don't have it with you, you're going to need all of that information. So I know that there are a lot of people that just think, you know what, I don't need to do that. I'm only going to go on a cruise, but I'm going to submit that things are changing. And I really think it's important that you do that. I know that we have all of us have traveled in the past without phone service in the places that we have visited. We have all traveled without Wi-Fi and never needed it when we were off the ship. And so I know that we can still do that a lot, but I'm just putting this out there as things I want you to be thinking about so that your travels not only go smoothly, but also any emergencies that you have go as smoothly as they can go as well. I thought it would be really handy if all of us, and helpful if all of us, would put in the comments whether you use a service to give you phone service or Wi-Fi when you travel outside of the United States, or just how you manage that so that it will help others who are wanting to learn how to do that at this time. And if any of you can think of any other things that we need to be able to do with our phone or whatever smart device it is that we want to use in place of a phone, let me know what it is. I just think an awful lot about the ability to communicate and the ability to use all of the apps that I want to be able to use to make sure that everything goes smoothly. This time, you know, as I'm traveling without Gordon, before I started doing this travel thing, I didn't used to travel a lot without Gordon. I would go with the children places, but I didn't really go places by myself. Now that I go by myself sometimes, I have learned how really important it is for me to know how all of those apps work, and how I really need to be in charge to make sure that I know everything that I need to know about where I'm going, how I'm going to get there, having an app work when I get there so that my reservation is working and everything. So I just thought, as I've thought about this a lot more lately, I wanted to put this out here for you and let you know what I think, and I want to hear what you think. And let me know what questions you have about all of this, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.